report. With this, we can log the users to log in into the system, or we can set up this
It's
parameter.
not working.
Not working?
The program name is
Yeah,
not
program
right.
name. Let's say 38.
Yeah, I'm right RS user underscore log underscore user.
Okay, just let me check RS USR, then log. Yeah, users, RS log users. This is the report.
User
Users. Maybe I have mistype here. RS USR log users. Right? Report is right. This is the report. RS user logs. RS USR log users. This is the report. RS USR log users.
Can you put it in the share screen,
Yeah, yeah,
please?
yeah. I will put in the share. RS USR log users. So RS user log users, we can log the users. So you can see here RS USR log users. We can execute this report and we can try to log the users in the system. So here we can specify the users. We can select number of users, and we can specify uh, uh, and so here we have lot of option. We can use this report to log the users, or and here we can also specify like which kind of user you want to log. You want to log dialogue user, communication user. Suppose some RFCs are going on, some uh, transports are going on, so you can uncheck that option. So it is going to just log the dialogue users, and you can specify the user's name also. Then another options we are having, we can set the parameter login server logon restriction. Login server logon restriction.
User is master. أنا عندي مشكلة. سامعيني يا جماعة؟ أنا مش سامع حاجة من الروم.
So yes, Mr. Gauri. Yeah, I'm audible.
Yeah, connection lost again. I'm not sure. I am
Connection lost again. Okay, my connection, I am available here. Okay, it's showing connection lost. Okay.
Oh, goodness. Amr, can you hear me, Osama?
I can hear you properly.
Yeah.
Okay, other guys are able to hear or not? Okay. Okay, I changed my network to other network, so still there is a lagging or voice clarity problem. I have changed my network to
I
other.
can hear you now. I can
It's
hear
not.
you now. Huh?
Okay, now
It
it's
is good
clear.
now.
Okay, okay, maybe. Uh,
Let's
okay, I have
stick
changed.
stick.
Yeah, I stick. I will stick to this network. Yeah.
Ask the other who is using this one to be out now.
Okay, so we were discussing about how to log the users to restrict the system in case of a problem is coming. So we can run this report. The report name is RSUSR log users. With that, we can log the number of users. And another thing is we can use the parameter. Parameter name is this is the parameter that we can use to restrict the users to log in into the system. The parameter name is login server logon restriction. Login server logon restriction. This is the parameter login slash server logon restriction.
What is the T code? RZ1010 or
11.
RZ11?
RZ11 we are just checking. This can be changed from RZ11 also. This can be changed online also. RZ11 you can change this value. Login server logon restriction. So you can restrict. We are having four values here from 0 to 4. 0 means no restriction. Everybody can log in. If I make it to change, if I make it to change to 1, so it will be like if I make it to 1, let's see what happened. This is very useful. If you I change it to 1, it can be changed online, no need to restart. Now I will try to log in into the production system because I made in the production system train dash or system setup.
Which profile you are using?
Not RZ11 you can use. In RZ11 you can specify this parameter. Okay, so now you can see here no user can log in here. It is saying that server is generally not available. Restricted logon. Restricted logon. So by setting this parameter you can immediately, like suppose I am working here and I don't want to allow further users to log in. I can just go and change this parameter. I will be doing like right now I am logging into the production system and whatever the task I am going to do I can continue with my task. So I don't want further users to log in into the system, then this is very good parameter. With this we can restrict the users to log in into the system. Login server logon restriction. So you can restrict the users to log in into the system. We can go to RZ11, the parameter login server star you can type and then you can see the logon restriction. Login server logon restriction. Some users who want to log on, we can give a special privilege. So for that we can have the we can create a security policy, so only the limited number of users can log in into the system.
And what is the case in this scenario for the admin? Admins will be able also to log on?
Okay, so let's see. Suppose I just want to make sure that this user is at. Okay, let's try with another user. Another user is train dash 25. Now train dash 25 is admin user. Welcome 2023. The server is not available. If I want train 25 user to log in into the system, I have to do some settings. So what are those settings? I am going to show you. Okay. So what we have to do? We have to go to the security policy. We have to create a security policy. Security, because we want to make some exception. So if we want to make some exception, I go to the MG, same in that same security policy I will do some changes here. So I will make some new entries. The new entries here I have to make give this option, server logon privilege, server logon privilege to 1. So whoever is having this policy access, they can log in. After saving this MG, save it, save it. So server logon privilege and the policy name is MG, and I will go to the SU01 and I will assign this policy to the user train-25, train-25 user. So MG. So now that user if try to log in, let's see whether this user train-25, now he can log in. So in this way you can just specify, like you have created a policy. This policy you can assign to the administrator whom you want to allow to log in. Other users will not be able to log in. So this is very useful thing in case of maintenance, in case of performance issues are coming. You don't want to load in your system, you want to restrict other users to log in into the system, we can use this option. So we are having 4 option here. Login server logon restriction 0 means no restriction. 1, logon to the application server only allowed with special authorization. Number 2, no logon allowed to the application server. 3, no external logon to the application server is allowed with special right. No external logon to the. So here for this 3 and 4 is for RFC. 3 and 4 is for RFC. 1 is for the users will be having the special privilege that I have shown you. 2 option, no one is able to log in. No one is able to log in into the server. These are the standard users in SAP system. In 000 client, we got SAP star and DDIC. Password is set during the installation. In 001 also set the password during installation. And we got early watch. Early watch password is support, but early watch client is not available after NetWeaver 7.5. Client, if we are going to create a new client, in the new client, the password for SAP star is password. Password is pass, and we have to set this parameter login no automatic user SAP star. Okay, so our next lesson is evaluate users and authorization. So for that we are having 2 T codes for evaluation of users and authorization. We can uh, evaluation of users and authorization. So we can run the T code for missing authorization. We can run the T code SU53 to find missing authorization. Suppose users are complaining that they are not able to perform some activity, we can run SU53 to find the missing authorization, or we can use ST01. We can trace users, or ST trace we can also do to find the missing authorization. That is our next lesson. So I just log in into the development system with admin 0 user ID, admin dash 00 user ID, and the password is welcome 2023. Okay. Okay, now I am going to run some T code like SM50. Here you are not authorized to use the transaction code SM50. This user admin 00 is having the problem with this T code. So how to find what is the authorization object, what is the field? So as a administrator I log in. I run the T code SU53 authorization value other user. Here I am going to put the name of the user who is facing the authorization problem. So the username was admin-00 was facing the authorization problem. We will execute and we can find what is the problem he is going to face, where he is facing the problem. So you will getting the complete information. The authorization object is s underscore t code, authorization field is tcd, value 50, he is missing this value. If I want to trace, I can trace st01 also. In st01 we can do the authorization check, and then we can uh, specify the user, trace for user only, admin dash 00. Okay, trace on, we have activated the trace, and now the admin user is performing the task. He is running the T code SM37, not able to run, ST22, not able to run, he is running VA01. Okay, in the VA01 he is able to run. Let's see whether he can perform some task or sales organization 001.
How to fix بقى يعني now we know this one he have missing is
Yes.
underscore t code blah 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 blah, and then we need to fix how to
Yeah.
fix this one.
So to fix this one, it's simple. You can go to SPR, whatever the role is assigned to that user ID. We can go to PFCG. In the PFCG T code, PFCG. Suppose the user is having the authorized role is ABCD. Role is there. That is assigned to the user ID. We can go to the.
Let's play on your example.
Yes, yes. I am going.
Millions here.
Yes,
We need
yes.
to have it a diagram. Yeah.
Yes.
It's MC50, and
Yes.
we discover our missing role, and we need to grant his role to make him succeed to login.
Yes. So how to do this? Okay, we can go to. Okay. So we will go to the SU01. We can see the admin user, admin-00 user ID, which role and profile he is having. So he is having all these roles. So suppose because authorizations will be started given into the role, particular role. So here I find that he has granted the role Z test. So now we will edit the Z test role and grant this permission. So I go to PFCGT code. We go to the role Z test, edit this role. Under this role, authorization, because he is missing the authorization, change the authorization data. Now what he is missing, we can see it from here. He is missing S underscore T code. This is the S underscore T code, and the value TCD. He is missing ST code, TCD value he is missing. He is not having SM50. So I am going to manually assign this value. Authorization object, we are having S underscore T code. Under this we are having TCD value I am giving SM50. This is just an example. Like this there could be several scenarios, and then we can generate the profile, generate the authorization, save it, and okay, generated. Then we can go to the user comparison. We will compare, so everything will be assigned to the completed. Now when the user is going to log in again with the user ID admin.
You should log in again. Huh?
Yeah, log in again. Now I'm just showing you, because we have granted only SM50. First SM37 he is not able to do. Now let's see SM50 he is able to do SM50. He is able to run the SM50 T. So we have find from SU53, or we can find from the trace, we can grant the required privileges. So we are able to find which is things are missing, what is the authorization object, what is the value, and we can grant those things.
Can you put it in a diagram, whiteboard?
Okay, whiteboard.
Yeah.
So in whiteboard, we said that admin dash 00 tries to run SM50 T code, get error, get error that he is having missing authorization object S underscore T code, and field was TCD. So how to solve this problem? We went into the PFCG and change authorization granted
But, but in
missing.
this case, we selected a role we just created in our KADM10 training for live real. Are we going to do something change?
Yeah, so you are going to like check all the things in the exercise. You are going to check in exercise, you are going to find the things. So first, it was just a demonstration how to perform the evaluate users and authorization, and later on you will be having the check also. There you can check the same thing.
Yeah, I know this one is a daily activity for our cybersecurity team.
Okay, okay,
When we receive
right.
some
Uh,
emails from our sub end user.
uh,
I have missing authorization on T code MM03 or
okay.
blah, 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 blah. So they are playing this one, but yeah,
Okay.
I like it to put it. Yeah, can you complete the one you started? Already finished?
No, no, no. I have just first showing. Now I will show you how to perform this. So
Huh?
we have the transaction code SUIM. This is very, very important T code. With this T
Okay.
code, we can understand what authorization a particular user is having. So now we can see that which T code is assigned to this user ID. We can see which T code is assigned to a particular user ID, or what is the uh, role which is having the authorization. So we can see now, we can go to SUIM, user information system. Okay, I go to SUIM, user information management system. Now I want to see the user admin dash 00 is having which transaction authorization. User is having which transaction authorization. So SM, or we can select by the transaction, or you can see by the uh, users, by the user ID or transactions executable for user ID. So I want to see admin 00 is having which transaction code he can execute. So he can execute this transaction code, these many transaction code. He cannot run SM37, only 38 transaction code he can run. Same way, I want to understand uh, how many transactions are included into a particular role. So we can specify Z test is having how many transaction code. Only SM50 and VA01 T code is assigned to this particular Z test role. So this is very useful information. From here we can identify uh, where use list, when change document, when a user ID got changed. Change document, we can see any changes into the role. Just now I have made some changes into the role. So you can see G test I put, it will show Z test. Today is 5th December, and I have granted some authorization data. So here we can see the authorization data. If I want to specify when it was created uh, in the last 1 week, what are the changes for that one, you can see also for the last 1 week. Yesterday I created this by the user ID train-20. Train-20 created this uh, role. Now today this user changed this profile. So you can completely verify all the authorization related data, who changed, at what time, what additional things have been provided, what additional things have been removed. So this is very, very important.
So yeah, this transaction it is only display the change document in security, or I can see the changes in functional module. I mean, for
Yes, yes.
example, train 00 granted the MA21N to create purchase order and change purchase order and run reports. I can find such data here.
No, no.
Can I?
This data is related to only authorization. Suppose you want, your question is very good, like you want to understand like who created a sales order, purchase order. So for that we have to like enable the change history of the tables. If we want to that can be done, but for that we have to configure lot of things. It can be configured in SPRO. Everything can be configured using SPRO, reference IMG. So we have to identify first what we want to log. So first we have to identify what we want to log, and then we have to enable the logging. So after that everything will be recorded on a particular table or particular report, who is trying to access, who accessed last time, who made the changes, everything can be recorded. But that is manual activity. There is no such kind of thing which is available here in SUIM. That can be done, but for that we have to activate a lot of other things.
So change document here. It is only for
Authorization.
authorization.
Authorization. It is only for authorization.
The word list. What is this function for?
SUI, pardon?
Where list.
Where list means where this particular T code is used. Suppose I just where used list. Where used list. I want to see my role. Z test is used. Which users are using this role? Which users are using this role? Z test. So it will show G test role is used by the admin user. Where used list. This role, this T code is used by where. So in indirect way you can also ask. It is also possible this use role is assigned to another role, composite role. So we can find those information. Where this particular role is has been used or user is used, we can. Okay, so our next lesson is system trace for authorization check. In case of any problem is coming, we can use this transaction code sauth trace. This is simple, same ST01. In ST01, we are going to trace sauth trace, we can trace. And how to perform the trace and authorization check, you can do this exercise, so you will be getting the complete idea. So either you have multiple option. You can use SU53, ST01, sauth trace. We have multiple options to like trace the user activity and find the objective is to find the missing authorization object and uh, missing field value, and then with that we can s. So just now I have activated the trace for a user ID. You can use the ST01 T code, ST01. In ST01 or SAuth trace, you can activate the trace, and after that you can analyze the trace. You can select the user ID admin dash, because before that, half an hour before that, I have activated this trace. I am going to just uh, specify.
From where I entered the sub users.
So if you want to trace any user ID, so first you go to ST01 T course, ST01. Then you have to click this option, authorization check, then filters. In the filters, you can specify the user who you want to trace. Suppose I want to trace admin dash 00 user ID, and then after that we have to activate the trace on, switch the trace on. I have activated the trace. After that I will ask the person who is performing who is facing the problem, like admin 00 user ID is now going to perform the activity. SM37 he is running, he is getting an error, he is running SM uh, LG, not ST22, not access. Okay, so SM64 he is running some different T codes, he is not having authorization. After when he completed his task, we will trace off, and then we can analyze the trace. So we can like check the trace file for that particular user ID. So I have activated the trace for admin 00. I will want to see, I can see the trace for. So it is showing EPP connection session SM37, T code SM37, type transaction code, status user as under return code 4. Return code 4 means he is not able to succeed the run the transaction code. He run the SMLG, he run the ST22, the three transaction code he is trying to access, but he is not able to access because he is not having the authorization. So we could find what is missing, and then we can grant this authorization to the particular user.
What's the difference between ST01 and ST05?
ST01 is for performance test. In you can see the system test. In this you can do the authorization test also. While ST05 is performance test. In ST05 you can do the SQL trace, but you don't have the authorization trace. Both are almost same, but here you don't have the authorization trace. That is system trace. This is performance related data. Like you want to mainly trace for the SQL, structured query language.
Hmm.
Okay, so now you can